supposed to be a goddess. She's like the goddess of the seas. And so Ursula, the princess, turns herself into the visage of the ancient sea goddess. And then she ends up, terrorizing people, becoming dark and all that. And then the whole falling in love with a prince thing, that was migrated to Ariel as a character, where that was her whole character arc. She's a young girl who fell in love with a prince on the land, and so she made a deal. There was, I guess, a special magic curse thing that once during the high tide, mermaids can actually gain legs and go on land. But they have to return. Yeah, but they have to return to the sea at the end of the high tide. Otherwise, they'll be stuck as humans forever. Or I think actually they turn to sea foam. They don't even get stuck as humans, they die. So in that case, Ariel made a deal with who she thought was Ursula, actually Regina the Evil Queen, for a magical charm that would give her legs, but in exchange, she had to put that bracelet onto a human to essentially take their legs, so it would swap them. So that human would gain fins and be able and turn into a mermaid, while Ariel would gain their legs. So Ariel's whole story was revolving around, finding her prince and being with him for forever. So that was interesting how they decided to divide the story in two and make them not related to each other.
Yeah.
So like I said, welcome back, Moon. But yeah, so like I said, they do interesting things with the stories, and I'm not opposed to it. Like another one with the season 7 Hansel and Gretel ended up involving the Wicked Witch from Oz. They managed to escape the candy house and the witch, who was then blinded by the Wicked Witch. But the Wicked Witch had feelings for their father, and so she came back to try and give him the sight that she stole from the Candy Witch. And Hansel is mad because the Wicked Witch originally abandoned them and left them to die. So Hansel tries to kill the Wicked Witch, and the Wicked Witch burns him. And he ends up becoming vengeful after that, because Gretel eventually tries to become a witch herself, and dies doing so. So, like I said, they modify the stories in interesting ways, and, tie them into each other really cool. It's just very annoying that it's they decided to tie it back to the original Once Upon a Time cast, instead of letting it be its own thing. Because I would have been very interested in this season if it had been its own thing. Yeah. I don't know if I could have watched it for another 6 years. But, still. I just like it when people take these original stories and turn them on their heads.
Yeah.
So where are we now?
So now we are in the Mysidia Cave. I'm just looking at all the different treasures. See if there's anything worth grabbing, and only see maybe 3 things. Let me see, with the black garb.
Yeah, because we already have the ogre killer. We didn't bother with the ice bow. Let's see, what does the black garb do? Okay, so black garb is part of the agility set. It gives you plus 10 agility and resists matter magic. It gives you 40 in defense. No extra evasion percentage. Actually, it's a 0, which means that, it doesn't take away from your evasion. Barely takes away from your magic, and gives you a 5% magic defense. But the trade-off is, it's not as strong as, the actual armors.
Gotcha. Alright. I think we're good on that then.
Well, Actually, it gives you 40 defense, right? Yeah, 40 defense. Actual armor. So it's equivalent to diamond armor.
Oh.
For the defense.
Alright, then yeah, that actually is pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll grab
the only
wrap.
The only ones that are better are diamond armor, dragon armor, and Genji armor. Which we won't find until, like, a couple more chapters. But yeah, I have a love-hate of, love-hate relationship with Once Upon a Time. Oh, the enemy probably is called Puddin', I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so that's floor 1, floor 2, floor 3, floor 4, and floor 5. So you're still on floor 1, right?
Yep.
Okay. So it looks like the only exit there is the one at the very bottom, which is A. And items are gold hairpin and black garb. Gold hairpin is also part of the agility set, which is agility 10, resist lightning, 11 defense.
That's what Layla comes equipped with, so we could just steal it off her.
That's true. Because we're not going to have her for very much longer after this. Just, you know, looting her corpse, it's fine.
It's fine. Min put up with it, so can she.
Yeah. And then floor 2, there's nothing worth grabbing. It's just the flame lance and the power staff. And Ricard comes equipped with the flame lance, so... Unless you want to put it on a different character. Hold on.
Hello?
What?
Yes! I can finally bang myself!
Oh god! I like
love you,
that
Map.
Coco has her priorities in order. Why fight when you can lay with?
Exactly.
I feel like that's like the most severe form of egotism and narcissism. Or I guess that's just another way of fucking yourself over, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. That does seem to be what most D&D sessions are about.
Moon
Corey,
asks.
please tell the tale of Elsa and our horrendous skepticism. Oh god. Do I have to?
It's been demanded.
Okay, so... So when Frozen came out, obviously it was a big hit.
Really?
So once upon a time... Yeah, I know, right? To the
Huh.
point that we still can get rid of the goddamn song. So then Once Upon a Time decided they were going to bring in the ridiculousness of Frozen into their verse as well. And I'm just like, I was really hoping you weren't going to do current stuff, but okay. Fine. If I have to put up with this, both Moon and I are just like really skeptical and thinking that it's going to be super bad. And like I said, Once Upon a Time does a great job of twisting things. Because they decided to bring in the actual story of the original Ice Queen.
Good. Hopefully.
So
we'll see.
It is good. So basically they decided to do a twist on it that Anna and Elsa's mom actually had two sisters. An older one and I believe a younger one. And the doppelganger isn't moving. Now's your chance.
What do we do here?
Oh, you don't know?
No, we just put them.
So
Give it Death God.
Put the black mask on it.
Alright. Oh, I thought that was further down.
Nope. The black mask is placed on the doppelganger. And I believe you exit out. Yep.
Oh. That's it?
That's it.
Oh. Okay.
Because you already put the white mask on the statue in Mysidia, right?
Yeah, okay. Huh. Alright, so we can just leave this, since honestly there's nothing here I really want to get.
Yeah. So just go down to the next floor. At least this one seems to be more straightforward. There's not like a bunch of really confusing exits. It's just a bunch of doors.
But like, is there anything else at the bottom that like we need to get from there for story-wise, or is it just extra items? Because I don't like dealing with these cockatrices.
A hidden entrance can be found along the right wall of the chamber. Lone chest at the bottom, you'll find a mini tome. Make your way to the door. You'll find a second drain tome and an osmos tome. Ah, so the crystal rod is what we're here for.
Alright, okay.
So we do have to make it down to floor 5 and get the crystal rod.
No self-looting, 0 out of 10. Monica.
I mean, yeah. But yeah, so with the whole Snow Queen thing, Mom had 2 other sisters that were never mentioned and never known of. Turns out that the ice magic actually runs in the family because the eldest sister of the 3 sisters had ice magic. And she accidentally ended up killing the youngest sister. Ew. Which is why Anna and Elsa's mom went to the rock trolls and erased the memories of the entire kingdom to remove memories of the 2 sisters. So she was the only one in the kingdom who ever knew. And she sealed away the older sister into an urn, which was then released much later. where she tried to, rekindle a relationship with Anna and Elsa, but then realized, was jumping to a lot of conclusions and assumed that Anna was the same way as her mother.
Yeah.
So she was trying to get Elsa to turn on Anna. But the interesting thing is, with this whole arc and everything, I really like how they turned, everything topsy-turvy again with it. But by the end of it, they managed to bring back the memories for Ingrid, the Snow Queen, and reveal what actually had happened, and the final note from Gretel, the mom. I think her name was Gretel or something like that. Greta. Greta was her name. But, revealed and exposed that, she had actually regretted her decisions and wished that she had kept everyone's memories of the two sisters instead of erasing them. And Ingrid ended up sacrificing herself to save everyone. From a curse that, granted, she cast. But, the whole arc was actually turned out to be really good, so Moon and I were like, you know what, that was actually, the best arc, because, in fairness, Once Upon a Time has a really bad habit of, essentially, there's two main evil characters that you constantly have to be concerned with, because they're always brought to the light. And I guess it's an example of, the difference between a strong person and a weak person is a strong person can come back from their mistakes and actually change, whereas a weak person will always fall to their weakness. Because, you have Rumpelstiltskin, who's supposed to be, penultimate evil guy. Basically, as Moon and I have said, everything bad that ever happens in Once Upon a Time is Rumpelstiltskin's goddamn fault. It's always his fault, no matter what. And then you have Regina, who's the evil queen, who ended up basically, she had good in her. She was able to reform from being evil. And it was a hard path to go. I would definitely say that her, I forget what they call that. I guess Reformation arc, you could call it.
Redemption?
Redemption arc, there we go. Her redemption arc, I would say, is on the same level as Zuko from Avatar.
Oh.
Because Zuko's been always lauded in media as being, the best redemption arc out there for villains. I would say Regina's is just as good, if not better. Because she had to deal with, the fact that she did a lot of bad things. She's constantly having to pay for it. It's never something that's oh yeah, no, Regina's a good guy now, and everybody automatically accepts that. It's no, she ends up meeting people that she's wronged constantly, and has to make up for the fact that, yes, I did wrong, and I changed. And she has to win back people's trust constantly. So she had a great story and a great arc, but also, it wasn't just that, it was also she was constantly battling that desire to do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, that's how it goes, is, whenever you fall to the dark path and make the wrong decisions, it's always a fight to make the right decision. Instead of just, oh yeah, now they're good and they never make a wrong decision ever in their life. It's no, they're going to make bad decisions. They're going to continue to make bad decisions, or have a thought about making bad decisions, because bad decisions are easier. And the difference there is, with Rumpel, he always took the easy route. Even if it hurt other people, and he always justified it to himself that, I'm doing this because of XYZ, I'm doing this because of XYZ. The only thing I was happy about with rewatching the series is, by the 6th season, Rumpelstiltskin finally just admits it to himself and says, I'm not doing this for a good reason. I'm doing this for myself. And if you can't accept the fact that I'm doing this for myself, then I'm done with you. It's like, you know what? At least you're going to admit it. That you are making bad decisions and bad choices, and you're going to admit that you are constantly a slave to your cowardice and desiring power, and that you can't actually be reformed. Like, at least you admit it. It's just, yeah, that is the one thing that is annoying, is unfortunately, like, ultimately he did kind of have a redemption arc at the end, but his relationship, because Rumpelstiltskin also played several different roles, but one of the roles he also played was the Beast in Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
Yeah. So Belle fell in love with him. And the major thing between them is he kept betraying Belle in various ways because of whatever reason. And Belle, now that I rewatched the whole series, I realized that the primary problem with Belle and Rumpelstiltskin's relationship is Belle went into the relationship expecting Rumpelstiltskin to be something other than he is. And she constantly tried to push him to be something that he's not. Which is a good man. Like, she fails to understand, you know, why exactly he's making the choices. She fails to be able to actually talk to him and reason out what's going on with him. And she just keeps holding up this expectation that he's going to change for her.
And that pretty much never happens.
No. That's one of the things. It's one of the things with relationships is people don't change for other people, they change for themselves.
Exactly.
They have to want to change for themselves to be able to change, period. And even then, it's going to be a constant uphill battle. Like, in a way, Regina did change for, you know, her adopted son, but also it's because she changed because he believed that she could change. So she changed for herself, ultimately. She wanted to make that change. But meanwhile, Rumpelstiltskin, you know, he keeps telling himself he wants to make that change because he wants Belle to love him and he wants to be together with Belle, but at the same time, he doesn't really want to change because he knows that if he ever lets go of his power, he would be weak. And he was scared to be weak when Belle is, you know, expecting a hero and deserving of a hero. And he is selfish. That's the other thing, is he's selfish through and through and never changes that. Whereas Regina becomes selfless. Like, she willingly sacrifices things for other people. Whereas Rumpelstiltskin only does things for other people if he gains something out of it. Like, that is his whole thing, is he in a way, he's like the devil. He constantly is making deals with people. And he only does things if he's going to get some benefit out of that. And it's just like, bruh, you're never gonna change.
Are you okay,
yeah,
Moon?
that's... Moon has got a lot of feelings about Once Upon a Time. Moon, I love Regina too. That's why I literally stole parts of her story to implement in Arya. Not even gonna hide that. Is a lot of Arya's backstory is based off of things that happened with Regina, because I'm just like, you know what? I want to explore this a bit more. I want to explore what would happen if a character that would have been like Regina had actually managed to escape the bad situation that they were in. Because Regina's whole thing is like, you know, her mother was, let's be real, abusive. And basically forced Regina to do things that Regina never really wanted to do in the first place. And Regina just became obsessed with getting revenge. For a slight that she wasn't even aware was literally crafted by her own mother to happen. And, like, that's the other thing that pisses me off about Rumpelstiltskin. Like I said, everything is his fault. Because he caused every bad thing. Because Rumpelstiltskin is a stupid puppet master behind the scenes who is literally setting things up to intentionally happen. In a very specific way, also that he can meet his end. That's the other thing, is he literally designs things and pits things together where it doesn't matter who he hurts in the process, as long as he gets what he wants. And that's kind of the reason why he will never change as a person. Because ultimately, he does not care what happens to anyone else, as long as what he wants is obtained. And in this case, his whole goal was to find a way back to his first son. And so he ended up screwing over everybody else in the world. Just to do that. It's like, Rumpelstiltskin, you damaged a perfectly good queen. You gave her PTSD.
My god, what sort of powers does he have that it's this far-reaching?
It's not... You know what? That's the stupid thing, is it's like... It's not even a matter of he has powers. In that sense, like, he's what's known as the Dark One, which is supposed to be the greatest evil in the Enchanted Forest and all the realms and whatnot. And the thing with the Dark One is, like, yes, they have this unlimited, untapped amount of dark magic, but it's tied to a dagger, that whoever possesses the dagger can control the Dark One. So, it's sort of, you know, a genie situation.
Gotcha.
And so he has, like, and as long as the Dark One has their own dagger, no one else can control them. The other thing is, if someone kills the Dark One with the Dark One dagger, they become the new Dark One. But, like, again, lots of good concepts and lots of good plot ideas and lots of good singular plots in Once Upon a Time. It's just the overall plots that really hurt the series. Like, just let it be that it's not Rumpelstiltskin who's at fault for once. For once, let him be taken by surprise by somebody else's plans and machinations. I mean, it's funny because, like, it reminds me very much of the Pup Named Scooby-Doo series. You know how you have the Pup Named Scooby-Doo? I don't know who else watched it, but one of the funny things about that gave Fred a lot of character was the fact that he always blamed another kid named Red Herring, which is a very on-the-nose joke. Because Red Herring was never to blame. He never did anything wrong, other than bullying Fred.
I love that.
But he always was just like, yeah, no, this monster, it's totally Red Herring. It's Red Herring who's responsible for this. And it's just like, god damn it. Fred. Fred boy. Fredman. Freddy Frederson. Stop it! Except for once, says New Monica. One time it was Red Herring. But Rumple is very much like that, except he's not a red herring. He actually is the source of all the problems. Oh god. Now Moon wants me to tell you about Rumple's dad! Moon, please. I mean, I guess it's filling the silence, Coco.
Yeah.
Y'all are gonna learn about the entire plot of Once Upon a Time, I swear to God. Yeah, Rumple's dad is a mega plot twist that messed us both up. He's also the reason, like, basically it was that point in the series that I was just like, you know, this should have ended after one season. Like, I appreciate everything after the first season, but to